93. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Maggie Johnson.
All right. Thank you, Maggie. It's 8 minutes after 8 o'clock. Galen, Unold is on the phone. What's that say? 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Oh, my gosh. Good morning, Galen. How you doing?
Hey, good morning, Larry, Robin. How are y'all?
Good. How was your weekend?
That was good. Good.
I am probably the one person you would turn to as your go-to guy when you needed advice on cooking steak. So I have some advice for you today.
Oh man, I cooked this steak yesterday. Perfect. Can't wait to hear your advice because you're right. You're my go-to guy. For you, I know it's just a matter of how much ketchup you put on there.
That's too funny. So what'd you do this? Did you really cook out this weekend?
Well, no, I wanted to try a new technique. So I bought my wife a cast iron skillet finally, and so I cooked it in a cast iron skillet and then finished it in the oven.
Oh, there you go.
Something new.
There you go.
I know it's old school for everybody else, but it started raining, and I really just didn't want to fire up the grill in the rain.
Do you have an apron?
So, no, I have, but I don't.
I thought all guys had those aprons with the funny sayings on them.
We gave one away at the Blood Center years ago, and I wore it for a long time. It said, "Kiss the chef because he's a blood donor," something like that. And so, I had one, but I just don't ever wear it.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool idea, actually.
If I'm grilling out, I've got like a bunch of people, and I've got to cook a lot of food.
I'm glad you said of food. A lot of people. You got to cook a lot of people or something.
Your wife is going to love the cast iron skillet. My mom uses hers all the time, and it's an art, and she just loves it.
Well, it's just they were on sale at Belk, and so I'm like, all right, I'll get you a cast iron skillet because some of them are like $150, and it's crazy.
We had an author on it, and his whole book was about cooking things in a skillet.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
In the cast iron skillet, you can bake things, you can cook things on top of the stove. Really good.
You can do anything with it.
Does the food actually taste different or better, or is it cooked quicker? What is the end result?
Well, it just holds a lot of heat. You can get it really, really hot without, if you get some like Tefal pan, it will warp.
Right.
With a cast iron skillet, it won't warp. And you can get it really, really hot because of the way it conducts heat.
So it's basically like cowboy days. Didn't they cook in cast iron skillet?
Sure. Yeah.
But my mother told me that if I ever get one and use it, that it is sort of like high maintenance because after you're done cooking, at least what she does after she's done cooking with it, she'll wash it and clean it, and then she'll spray it with a little bit of oil and then put it away so it doesn't rust.
Well, you're not supposed to put soap on them. That's one of those things. You're not supposed to put the detergent because you don't want to take the oil out of the pan. And you have to treat it. You have to prep it, make sure it's ready to go. So yesterday I prepped the pan. You have to stick it in the oven for an hour.
Wow.
Grease it and then stick it in the oven for an hour, and then let it cool down naturally, and just so it bakes in all that oil and grease.
And that way
the food doesn't stick.
I met some people who felt like they were cast iron skillets. They don't allow soap on them. I guess.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's usually, in a confined space like an elevator or
a Walmart.
Yeah. So my son is going, he's growing so fast. He's got all these hormones pumping through him. He has to shower twice a day or he just stinks. He's got that body odor right now going.
He's my role model.
I believe it.
I got to do that. Yeah, I got to do that. I should do that.
I'm like, we left church yesterday. I'm like, Dan, when did you take a shower? He goes, last night before I went to bed. I'm like, man, you need to take a shower. You just, it's not like he did anything but slept, but he's just got all those hormones going.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, you got to do it in the mornings, too.
You know he's hating you right now if he hears this.
No, he's asleep. He won't be up until like 1.
Do you have tomorrow off? Are you off tomorrow?
Yeah, Yeah, I'm going to take off.
LifeSouth is open though, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we can
I
donate.
say I'm off, so we'll see what happens today. We'll see how the day goes.
And will the Bloodmobile be at Garden Country Day tomorrow?
Yeah, sure will.
Okay.
That's the expectation. Yeah.
I know it's a little bit early to ask you that, but the reason I bring it up is because those who are wanting to donate blood, who are going to Garden Country Day, here's a little tip. It's going to be hot. That Bloodmobile is a great moment of coolness.
Oh, yes.
It's a great opportunity to cool down. Yeah, you get to lay down on the couch for about a half hour and cool down. And you save 3 lives in the process. Not bad, right?
Exactly right. Yeah, good day.
And it looks like the weather's going to be good tomorrow. It looks like if there's any rain at all, it'll be early in the evening, like 5-ish.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Right, when everybody gets there.
Yeah, when you
That's
first
right.
get there.
Everybody gets there.
Well, that is one of the issues about Golden Ocala, and I love Golden Ocala, so anybody don't get mad at me. But it does get muddy when it rains there.
Yeah, it does.
So just
It does.
don't wear your best shoes. That's all I say.
Yeah, that's right.
Got a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. One of the great ways to marinate a steak or pork chop or whatever else you're cooking on the grill is to let it sit in Italian salad dressing for a time. You keep it in your fridge for about an hour or two, sitting in Italian dressing.
Yeah, that's a good one. I agree.
All right. Thank you for kicking it off. I'm going to start with that one. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to start with my advice for cooking a steak.
Oh, okay.
Ready, Larry.
All right. Class?
No matter what kind of steak or all steak, whether it's a ribeye or
now I have that coming up. I have the different types, the different cuts of meat I do have coming up. But let me tell you about.
I could find differently depending on the meat. So.
Oh, okay. Well, researchers, I have here some research information.
Oh, that's what I need. I need some research.
Researchers say
like
that
Family Feud research.
Here we go now. Now, marinating is not just for taste, but it's also for health. Did you know that?
No.
Yes.
I know it breaks down the tissue, but keep going.
It reduces the HCAs and the PAHs in grilled meat. If you want to know what that is, then you got to look it up. One study showed that using the herb rosemary lowered HCA levels by 90%. Other things that can cut down the bad compounds are garlic, onion, and honey. So there you go.
Oh gosh.
Marinating the meat makes it healthier.
Did not know that.
I do have a thing that I whip up with honey that I can glaze a steak depending on the type of meat. It goes really well. So, yeah, I love honey.
All right. If snails have been crawling on your grill, they will leave behind parasites. Be sure the grill is hot to kill those parasites. I can't believe the grill won't be hot, but just so you know.
I cleaned it first, though.
Well, you know what? A lot of people don't know that if you buy a grill, the first thing you need to do is you need to season it, and wipe it down with a 100% vegetable oil and coat it. And it's oiling it. It's a must. And you need to do that on a yearly basis, and your grill will last forever.
Oh, I just dumped the charcoal in it and fire it up. I guess
Oh, that's bad. Yeah, well, it's just not going to last as long, because especially if it's cast iron. It's just like that cast iron skillet. It's got to soak in that oil so it gets inside the pores. And once you do that, cleaning it takes 15 seconds. So.
All right, here's another. How do you get the meat from the kitchen to the grill? What do you do?
Is that my question, or are you going to? Oh, I have a piece of Tupperware that's just for my marinating of meats, and I use that to transport it to the grill area.
Okay, and when you cook the meat, do you put it back in that thing?
No. Well, unless I go in and clean it, no.
Oh, right. That's exactly what they said. Yeah.
Board, because you got to let it rest.
Whatever you transport the raw meat to the grill with should be cleaned before you put the cooked meat back onto it.
Yeah.
That's just good culinary practice.
That's right.
Culinary common sense.
It says keep the flame down because fire creates carcinogenic compounds in beef, pork, poultry, and seafood. So don't burn the thing.
also what it'll do, it'll really caramelize that meat there's fat in it in a bad way, and that's when you get that grizzle. And I'm sorry, nobody likes grizzle on their steak.
Nah, no.
So you get that really grizzly burnt end on a steak. It's not good. It can ruin the flavor, because it burns the fat first. So, yeah, don't do that.
In all my years of being up north with my folks, and they always had parties on the weekend, grilling and stuff, especially during the summer. The guys, my dad and all, stood there with their beer drinking, and they just, throw it in the coals, and the flames would come up.
What's wrong with that? Yeah.
All right, do you use a thermometer?
Yeah.
You do. Robin, do you use a thermometer?
No.
Well, you should. It says the internal heat should be at least 165 Fahrenheit.
My mother does. She uses thermometers on pork, especially.
Okay.
And again, I mean, if I'm cooking a steak, I know all my steak's ready. But if I'm cooking like a London broil or I'm smoking something, you definitely want to be able to control that temperature, so you can get it perfectly medium rare.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
For pork, a little more medium.
So here we go. Here's some more. Don't be afraid to ask for advice. There's a lot of other guys with you that might want to help you out.
Absolutely. As long as they don't do it wrong, it's fine.
Oh my God.
I mean, there's the right way, and then there's every other way. But you gotta be, again, when you're at somebody's house, don't be telling them how to cook their meat. Now, when you're traveling and somebody talks about their grilling and how they do it, that's a great way to get some ideas. But you got to be careful. Don't do it on another man's turf. You got to respect his house and his grill and his
all right, now,
culture. Because let's be honest, grilling meat is a culture.
Yes, but you're hitting on an important topic and an inevitable opportunity for you to have the equipment, the ammunition, the information you need to squelch somebody who's trying to one up you. It's your house, it's your grill, you're wearing the apron, you're flipping the burgers, and here comes your neighbor with a beer telling you what you're doing wrong. So here's the information.
Now, unless I'm using a fork, to flip the burgers, you should just keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, but see, that's going to cause bad feelings between you and your neighbor. You don't want to say keep your mouth shut. What you want to do is say this. I spoke to a professional butcher, and he has a wealth of knowledge about this very subject, and told me to do it exactly the way I'm doing it. And then your neighbor will go, "Oh man, I can't say anything."
Yeah.
You spoke to a professional butcher with a wealth of knowledge.
There's a time and place, and there's a way to do it. But don't go questioning how a man cooks his meat.
Yeah, but I'm just giving you information as the cook, how to prevent a war,
Yeah.
Well, the problem is at that point, I'm going to be you're going to have pushed one of my buttons. I don't have a lot of them.
Yeah, I know, but Galen.
Bad mouthing the Red Sox.
Okay.
Unless you're a Red Sox fan.
Yeah, but the guy you're talking about right there, he's not your friend. He's your wife's friend. He's your wife's friend's husband. Okay, the guy you would rather not see anyway.
I would probably tell him to go in the kitchen. I have told somebody, look, this is man's work out here. Maybe you should go in the lady to the kitchen.
Oh!
Is that wrong?
Which yes, it's wrong. You're going to get in trouble.
I was barbecuing ribs, and this guy was just nonstop chatter about I don't even remember what. And I was just like, man, maybe we should go talk to the ladies in the kitchen. There was like four of us, and the other three. Like, man, I'm glad he's gone. Hey, you don't. That guy has never been invited back in my house.
All right, I have here the 5 best cuts of beef. Are you ready?
I'm ready for this. This is great.
All right, and number 5. This is going down to number 1. Number 5 is Chicago Steak Premium Angus Top Sirloin. That's number 5 on the list.
That's pretty good. That's a thick cut of meat right there.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's low and low cook.
Have you ever heard of that, Robin? Chicago Steak Premium Angus Top Sirloin.
Never.
Chicago.
Mm-mm.
How many?
Hear it, and then you cook it low and slow after that.
Are there a lot of cows in Chicago? I just never knew this.
Yeah, that's like the what's like beef capital. They all go up to the slaughterhouses in Chicago.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Number 4 is Omaha Steaks Private Reserve Filet Mignon. Omaha Steaks.
Omaha Steaks is just a brand, but it's a filet mignon. It's probably a really again.
Oh, okay. So that's number 4 on the list.
Now, Earth Fare had filet mignon for $5.
A pound?
No, $5. No.
Oh, just
$5 for a
$5.
filet. It was
Oh.
fantastic.
Wow.
Love that place.
All right. Number 3 is, again, Chicago Steak. Chicago Steak Company Top Sirloin. Oh, Chicago Steak. That must be a brand name, huh? Chicago Steak?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it beat out New York Strip. Oh, okay. So New York was beat by Chicago. Okay.
So
Are you there? You breaking up.
I hear? I'm in the preserve. I don't know. Did I break out?
Now you're okay. So
All right. So the great thing about a New York strip is you get that little piece of the filet mignon, and then you get the T-bone. So it's nice. Or I'm not T-bone, sirloin. So that's a great thing about the New York strip.
My dad made great T-bone steaks. I mean, it was so good that you just wanted to suck the bone when you were all done.
There you go. See, I like bone in. I do like bone in. I know where Larry's going. I'm staying with the meat
I'm
stuff.
fine. No, I didn't go anywhere. I'm right here.
So, I love that because the meat
Me too.
really get that farrow out of there.
Ooh, boy.
If you suck it hard enough.
That's what they
That's
say. What were they sucking on again, Robin?
The bone.
Oh, my gosh.
You're trying to get to the marrow.
Of course.
Of course.
That's the best.
That's the
It'll
idea.
work. So,
Hold
Hey,
on.
all.
Somebody has a phone in here. You got somebody wanting to call in, Robin? Good morning. You're on the air. Robin is here.
Good morning. Good morning again.
Hey.
See, whatever kind of a steak you have, you take that steak, salt, pepper, and you have to have garlic salt. You put that and you soak that in the refrigerator overnight in beer. The next day, you get that steak out on the grill. I'm telling you right now, you can throw away your steak knives. You'll be able to cut it with a fork.
Oh, my.
All right. Marinate with a beer, Galen. You do that?
it depends. Yeah, I have. It just depends on what kind of beer. You need a really stout, heavier beer. And it can get a little. Again, I would never soak it overnight. Then you're starting to cook the meat with the chemicals in it. But I mean, it just depends on the type of beer. It can really impact the flavor.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
And don't ever use a light beer because that's just got more water.
That's what I always
add
think. This,
water into the water.
exactly
What
how
you're
I
going to
feel.
do is dry it out. Yeah, because you're going to dry it out faster.
Yeah, the darker beer is the best, I think. That's what I've been told for
Right. You
broth,
want
so.
something that's going to hold up to a flame a little bit better. So because if it's just water, it's going to boil right off, and now you got a dry piece of cardboard that, I guess technically you could, cut with a fork.
Yeah.
To dry.
Nobody wants to eat.
No, nobody wants to eat that. All right, here's another phone call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, everybody. Listen, I don't know. I guess maybe I'm in the minority, but I'm a purist. Like, I just want to enjoy that meat on its own. Just totally just enjoy the meat, not.
So I always
any
say.
other. Yeah, right.
I agree.
I mean, and because Larry, if you're not going to have a fig with it, I mean, forget it, right?
Yes. You gotta have that thing.
Okay, so again, all right, everybody enjoy your meat this weekend.
Yeah, that's what
Okay,
I was
happy Fourth.
I'm going to do
Happy
that.
Fourth.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay.
Good point. I think people overrate marinades and
Yeah,
injections.
that's a really good point.
Especially
Yeah.
if you're going to get if you're going to spend, let's say, $25 on a cut of meat, like a ribeye or a cowboy cut or something, don't ruin it. Just salt, pepper, a little garlic salt. That's it.
Yeah.
That is it. No ketchup, Larry. No Heinz 57.
Nah, don't use that crap.
Worcestershire.
I know. I don't know what I was thinking. I got hit in the head this
Oh.
weekend, so I'm a different man now.
I had some beautiful salmon that I got at Earth there.
Did you?
And it was so good.
Great topic.
Oh, so good. Yeah.
All right, number 2. Ready for number 2?
Yes.
Premium Angus boneless strips. That's number 2.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. I'll take it. That's
right.
what I cooked on right there.
All right, the number 1. You want to hear the number one cut of
Gotta be
beef?
a ribeye.
It is
Gotta
ribeye.
be a ribeye.
Oh.
It is ribeye. Specifically, it's Omaha Steaks bone-in ribeye.
I love the bone-in ribeye too. A
Yeah.
little more expensive, but well worth it because that fatty tissue. If you really get a good cook on it, and it holds smoke, it's a perfect one for the grill with some good chips. Either apple is my preferred. Pecan's not bad, but it gets a little different flavor. But it's beautiful with the maybe even apple, but I like the cherry, so it's perfect. Perfect. Sear it, and then put it a little low and slow, depending on the thickness.
Yeah.
Perfect medium rare. That's it. Let that thing sit before you cut it, Larry.
That's exactly. I know. I'm with you.
Steak should not be served hot. All right? It's supposed to be warm to the touch. So if you're ever at a steak restaurant and they bring it to you and it's hot, that's a problem. Now, the plate can be hot, but not the meat itself.
Oh, the plate should be hot, not the meat. All right, I'm taking notes here. Good morning, you're on the air.
Good morning again, Larry and Robin and Galen.
Hey, Frank.
Maybe the best cut of beef would be what you say, but it's not the best cut of meat altogether.
What is?
You know what is. It is deer. No fat to trim off.
You mean
Take a saw and cut the steaks 1 inch thick, and you don't need no beer, and you don't need no marinade. You just cook slowly, and you would not believe how it comes out. If you're gonna flavor it, put it over the fire and cherry wood only.
This is for venison.
And low fire, cook slow, come out great.
Do you know they say a spoonful of sugar helps the venison go down?
No, absolutely not.
No,
sugar. All sugar is poison. Thank you, Larry and Robin.
Thank you, Frank. I think the way Frank described venison is the same way I would describe Nathan's hot dog. You know, you don't do anything to it; you just cook it.
That's right.
You got to be careful with venison. It can, because there's no fat, it can get dry really, really quickly. I believe in marinating a gamey meat like venison because you don't have any fat to work with.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that should be on my shirt.
You don't have any fat to work with?
No, I do. I have plenty of fat to work with.
Just wondering which would be on your shirt.
All right, let's see. Where's the we got to thank our sponsors. Palm Garden of Ocala, thank you for being the sponsor here so Galen can tell us what he's going to tell us right now. And Penn Flooring, thank you also. Sorry to rush through that, but we're up against the break. Where's the Bloodmobile?
On top of the world.
Woo,
nice. On top of the world, looking down on creation.
You thought I was going to sing. You thought I was going to sing, and you're like, oh, my God, he didn't sing it.
I know. We were disappointed. You should have sang.
You want to sing it? I got the music going.
No, I'm good. Okay. It's a different beat.
All right. Will we hear from you tomorrow?
Yeah.
All right, Galen. Have a great day today, and we'll speak to you on the 4th of July.
Yeah, it's not Dog Appreciation Day.
All right, Galen. Thank you.
All right, bye, all.
All right, bye.
The very best in quality is Captain T's upholstery.
Is that couch cushion sinking lower every time you sit in it? Does your boat look better with the cover on? Has your car's interior seen its better days? Stop using a towel to cover up those rips in the golf cart. Isn't it about time you had it restored to better than new with a custom upholstery from Captain T?